Good Sunday, everybody. I hope you're doing good. Um, I thought of doing a very simple spring inlay, and I got some stuff ready already. Let me see. My microphone is working good, so you should be hearing me all right. I've been working mostly in the garden because you would not believe how much stuff grows when you have 3 days of continuous downpour followed by nice and warm, and I'm talking 70 to 75. No, I did not get it caught up. I mean, I cannot work for as long as I used to, so it takes quite a while for me to get there. But by the way, thank you for making it, Elaine. So I have to first share some good news to you. And that is that Trish from PolyClay emailed me to tell me that finally, because she had some issues with the type of rubber silicone rubber that she uses to make the best flexible molds, but finally there is now that she can get some that she can get, and she will start making them again. So if you've been eyeing all those beautiful molds that were out of stock and wondering what's going on, this is what's been going on, and soon she'll let me know when she got it. She now has to work on her mixing machine because apparently, because of not being used, it got clogged up. But anyway, hi Janine, hi Linda, hi Darla, hi Ilyanka, hi Francis, hi Sonia. And I thought of showing this and then showing you real quick how to use, if you haven't used the best flexible mold, how to use one to make something pretty. Hi Colleen. So this would be something super simple, and I made 4 different colors of mica shift. This is just some plain mica shift. You don't have to use these exact textures. You can use practically any textures, and I forgot to grab my cutters. And I have 3 pouty cats who are not happy that I'm not a lot in the house because they cannot play with mama. Oh well. So these would be the background, and these are all made with regular white pearl. In this one I added a little bit of sunshine yellow. It's Premo, okay? And I generally prefer to work with Premo. There's a reason, especially when I'm using the pearlescent or translucent or stuff, that I'm using Premo, because in Premo the translucent, which is the base for the pearlescents and metallics, is fairly translucent even when raw, while in the other brands it is an opaque white, so you cannot immediately see the whole effect, while with Premo you can. So hi Becky, hi Skywalker. So let's get to it, and I'm going to do one here. I need to order some campers. There's another one I want to do. Sorry about that. I need to order more campers, and that is the flower camper, because I thought I ordered it. So, but either I forgot to order it, or I have no idea where it went. So yeah, we are going to go. So as I said, this one has sunshine. This one has a little bit of ultramarine. This one has a little bit of green, and this one has a little bit of pomegranate red. This is what I used to get these colors. So I'm going to first put. So this is a different method of inlay than what I've shown before, because I've shown you before how to do an inlay using a stamped image. So you first stamp the clay, and then you bake it, and then you fill in the lines of the stamp. So as pretty, it is pretty, but the weather here. But my main issue is also that I wasn't able to do a lot of stuff during those 3 rainy days, because rain means low atmospheric pressure means pain. And then yesterday and then also today, there are thunderstorms nearby, and because there are thunderstorms nearby, we still have low air pressure, so the barometer is fairly low, so that's again pain. Hi Catherine. So what I'm going to use, and all these you can find both on PolyClay, and don't forget to please use my affiliate link. Let me actually repost it here, or my Amazon influencer store if you don't have these already, because that helps me not just to get supplies, but also to do giveaways. Okay, so this is my influencer store. And you'll see my influencer store is very well organized. Hi Kim. And this is the PolyClay play. So everything that I'm showing you, except for what I'll be showing you, the best flexible molds, they can be found both on PolyClay Play and in my Amazon influencer store. And don't forget that PolyClay Play has free shipping for everything over $100. So what I usually do whenever I order mine, I wait until I can afford to do $100, and that's when I order. Anyway, so I'm going to use this. This is a set that is a calyx, and let me go ahead and show it to you. You can find actually several different ones. You know that I prefer metal cutters always, but this is it's right now it's out of stock, but you'll get more, and you can find them in my influencer store. This is how a rose calyx cutter set looks like, and there's also this one that has, and I'm using out of this one, I'm using a flower, because you can find these also both on PolyClay Play and on my influencer store. So let's get back to it. Then you're not doing the proper. It doesn't take me to Etsy. Did you click my link that I just posted, Kalyana? Because that's not Etsy. Make sure you don't have a virus of sorts. Alright, so let's start with it. I'm going to use the smallest calyx. If you go either on my website or on Facebook, on the Facebook page, or on my page here on YouTube, and you go in the About tab, you can find all these links. Alright, so I'm going to use the smallest one here. And I always use the acrylic block because it kind of hurts my hands when I press. And then I'm going to very gently remove this. And you can actually, you might do like 4 of them. Just do mix and matches. But the only thing I'm going to be doing is keep it down to 2 colors for each, not so let's grab a red here. It's more like pink than red, but you get the yeah, I'm struggling to get stuff ready for another destash with. Sometimes it does that, Amazon. I have no idea why. Let me try again. I noticed that if I get the cookies, if I take care of the cookies, it will, to me it shows everything. So you might want to try a different browser, Francis. Alrighty, so we got this. Then I'm going to use, oops, this one. For other flower. I hope it will work as good as the other one. Hey, come out. And I've been fighting with the cats, especially with Finnegan. Almost got a spanking yesterday because he started. You can use alcohol ink to color the pearl white. If you want, just make sure that it's well dried before you start mixing it. He started his zooming. And usually when he zooms, when he's gotten the zoomies, he would just go in the living room, in the kitchen, in the hall, and in the bedroom, kind of make a line and then keep going like this. Hey, this time he actually got in the craft room and he got under the table and pulled on the because I have some cables running under the table, of which one he messed up, and I need to I ordered some little screw hooks, but they are not in yet. Okay, then I'm going to use the smallest of the teardrop, and you can find the teardrop in let me see, it's in a Premo cutter set, it's in a Makins cutter set, and you also can get Kempers that are teardropped. Let me try and find one that's smaller than that. This is round. So I guess this is my smallest teardrop in the Kemper. I'm usually ordering 2 or 3 Kempers with each order so that I can finally get a full set. So let's do a, and you don't have to use these exact colors, you can make your own. Without question. So 1, 2, 3. All right. Yes, you can. Remember that usually when I do the lives, and in most of the they are all up, Dara. In most of the tutorials that I make, be they live or be they pre-recorded, I usually make stuff larger so that you can see what I'm doing, and I make it large enough for you to see what I'm doing, but trying to still keep it so I don't use too much clay. But a cane that would be about 2 by 2 by 1 would be giving you on that size, a sphere that I made would give you about 3 bands if you go with a 1.5 millimeter thick slice. And it depends what you want to do with it. And depends on how big you want your sphere to be. I know that there might be some technology stuff here, and what I can tell you is that depending on which part of the world you are, sometime there might be, actually let me make another one here, there might be some redirects, or your ISP, internet service provider, might have certain IP addresses blocked so that you would not be able to access them. Sometimes iDevices like iPads and stuff, especially the older ones, may have problems, may give problems accessing Windows OS operating system websites. So something that helps is to empty the cache. If you're going, I don't know about iPhones and iPads, but if you use an Android system, you go to settings, and from settings you scroll down until you reach apps, and then the apps come up, and you click on whichever app you're using to access the internet as a browser. And if you use YouTube, but if you want to see websites, you won't be using YouTube, you're using, I don't know, Samsung, Chrome, Firefox, whatever. And then you click on it and then scroll down until you get to storage. Click on storage and then click on clear cache, and that's going to do it. Well, you could. I can get it. I can definitely do it. Okay, now there's one more thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to use the itty bitty doodles. And on this larger one, I'm going to give it a small bring it here so you can see what I'm doing. And I did the same with the blue one. All right. Because summer is here and the AC is going, I started closing the door to my craft room. And the cats are not happy. Alright, so gently I'm going to replace this. Now, of course, and don't worry if it doesn't look like it's absolutely perfect, because when we burnish it, it's going to look just fine. And yes, you're going to get a mica shift line, but in this case it's awesome. Doesn't really matter. Oops. Stand still here. So if you're doing stuff for sale at venues, you can make yourself several of these and just do some mix and matches, and then you'll have several pendants done. Or if you're doing what you call it, gifts for any kind of holiday, because of course you can use different kinds of cutters and stuff for different seasons. I thought that these colors were just very spring-like. So, hi Kaur. Alrighty. And especially with the plastic cutters, you might notice a little bit of a lip, because unfortunately that is what plastic cutters do. That's why I always prefer the metal ones. See, there's a little bit of space, but again, don't get worried, because this is going to get fixed at burnishing. And this you can do with other kind of stuff. You can use, like, for example, if you go look at my mother of pearl tutorial, you can use mother of pearl veneer as inlay in black, and you can use that for not just jewelry but also for making boxes. It will be just gorgeous, or many other uses. Okay, now let's go ahead and burnish some. And remember, your first thing is to press down using your fingers. Then I'm going to use an acrylic block. I'm gonna, and I'm sorry if sometimes I don't connect the names. It takes me a while, and I explained it before that it takes me a while of interacting, because as I said, I used to be a superb multitasker. I could do up to 7 things at the same time without making mistakes. But after I had chemo, I am happy if I can do one, you know. So there we go. You can go over and just do a little bit of sliding and pushing if you still notice any kind of distance, and then just go back and burnish some more. There we go. This one is done. Let's see, the one that had the again, we're gonna press, and with the plastic one I'm going to actually push before I start burnishing with my roller, because I want it to be well. And remember, with the mica shift, and I've been telling it all the time, and I keep reminding you, because if you don't do it, you're gonna lose most of your beauty, your mica shift prettiness. You get the full effect of the mica shift if you sand it after baking it, because no matter what you do in the process of evening it out, no matter how careful you are with the burnishing, still the microscopic layer that's on the very top is going to get the mica particles lining up like this. So because of that, the mica shift effect gets a little bit dulled up, and you don't realize it. You don't realize that that is happening because you don't know, you don't have any means of comparison. But once you start sanding it, you remove, and you don't have to sand it with a high grit. I would just go with a simple 400. With a low grit, I would just go with a simple 400, and then of course 6/8 1000, and it will look so much better. And another thing that I keep saying and keep reminding, back in the day, in the late 1980s, early 1990s, we did not have the flexible blades we have now. We didn't really have blades that were good for shaving mica shift. So most of the mica shift effect at that time was done by sanding all the way till we would get to the, so I know that I discovered the trick of sanding a little bit more when after I first got my first blades that were good for shaving. I was like, why it's not as shiny and as pretty as it used to be? I wonder why. So I went ahead and I did a slight sanding, and sure enough, the effect reappeared. So there you go. You can see that it is very well in there. So there is no problem with it. And one thing I would do, honestly, I would definitely use resin for this. But before using resin, I would use either a glitter pen, glitter gel pen, to make some, and I will do that on one of these that will be sacrificed and not baked. You know, don't bake glitter gel. Usually it's not safe for high temperatures, but I would use the glitter gel before applying resin, and maybe also use a rhinestone or two, you know, just to make it prettier. So there we go. I have 4 of them. Let me grab some pendant cutters real quick. Let's go ahead and see. Oops. Alrighty, so is this one too big for anything? Maybe not. By the way, you see me cutting like this. It is your best bet if you don't want to get scraggly edges. See, there's no scragglies here. Then if you first remove the cutter and then you do something, this might be too big. No, it's not. And generally speaking, I said it before and I'm saying it again, don't fret too much about the edges, trying to fix them when they are raw, unbaked, because these can be fixed with just a swipe or two of sandpaper. Maybe not, maybe I'm not going to use this, I'm going to use this. And the last one. And now let's add some glitter gel and some resin. Okay, so these are the Viva glitter pens. Yes, you can do this kind of stuff, and remember that I have some barrettes and also some metal combs that can be covered, and I did a tutorial with the metal combs with inlay, exactly mother of pearl inlay in black. Okay, so let me do this. So yeah, no, even if it's covered by resin, do not this involves precise hand movement, so and I got this one is champagne, gold champagne. It's in the baking blanks. No, in coverables, sorry. It's in the coverables in the influencer store. Hold on. So if you go, you look for coverables. As I said, I wish they will let you to arrange these like in alphabetical order or something, but unfortunately it always keeps bringing first to the top of the list the ones I worked on the most. Okay, so it's here, coverables, and I don't know if you noticed, but I also have some roach clips in the coverables. So see the roach clips, but yeah, there's several different sizes, and they are all metal, and then also barrettes. So, and I used I think it's this one that I used in the whatchamacallit, the mother of pearl thing. Oh, the tutorial, hold on, let me get, yeah, it's much easier for me to find it. Alrighty. This is the tutorial, and I used the Kemper cutters on it, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just briefly show the, see, this is how they look like. They look very realistic. Alrighty. So, and I brought another one, and this one is holographic. So let me start it. The thing is that you're gonna have to wait on it. Let me see if it says on it how long. Don't know, it doesn't say how long, but you need to wait on them to get, when they are not fluffed up anymore, usually I know that they are dried. But I can do a little line here, and this is going to be very delicate, the holographic one. Just making a little bit of veining. I will bring it into close-up focus once I'm done, so you can see it better. Actually, why don't I zoom a little bit? Just a little blob here in the middle, another blob here in the middle. And this will give it even more oomph than let me get it back to unzoomed and get it into focus, because it looks much better when I do that. I mean, you can see more detail than with the zoom. And what happens is, now you see it's kind of raised from the gel pen, but once it dries out, it's going to be fairly flat. So it's not going to be a big deal. And then after that, you can cover it with resin. You can sand and buff and then apply the gel pen if you don't want to cover with resin. Then apply the gel pen and then varnish if you want to. That's another way of doing it. But let's now let's play for a few minutes with, I'm gonna put these aside. And you can do this kind of plays with pretty much anything. And I put these aside, and this is right now out of stock, but I'm going to use it real quick just for you to have something to look forward to. And I'm going to use this yellow here. I don't know if I have enough. I hope I do. And generally speaking, when you have this kind of, might not have enough. Let me real fast mix the yellow and the green. I'm not even mixing it to the point of being perfectly mixed. So what I want to do, because you see I have some deep stuff in here, so I'm going to actually push some in there. Let me grab a ball stylus to make sure that everything gets out. Gets in all the nooks. When you have this kind of very, hi Elizabeth, very convoluted. And then I'm going to slightly teardrop it a little bit. And see, we have two legs here, so and you can use a big ball stylus, or like I love this one. Remember that this thing that I'm using can only be found at Hobby Lobby, only in store, unfortunately. You cannot get it online. Alrighty, now I'm going to press here. Remember the pivoting blade to make sure that you get everything that needs to be done. And shave it off. Change the angle you're cutting at to get all the stuff in all the nooks and crannies. And this will be the base of the turtle. Or tortoise, they are more like tortoises than turtles, sea turtles. And remember that I posted a tutorial with sea turtles from scratch without using, but they are a little bit more masterclass. So generally speaking, it's a good idea. Somebody asked me, why don't you ever use mold release? Generally speaking, with the best flexible molds, I never needed to, because they come out very nice. So first I'm going to make sure that it's well separating, and then one in the corner is a little bit more difficult. And remember, my hands are not exactly what they should be. I should fold this more, but I cannot fold it more, unfortunately. Your thing is to get the head out of there properly out. And there we go. So doesn't look like much, huh? But I will show you something really nifty. How you can make a beautiful brooch using this. So I have here an old dish cane. So let me cut a slice of it. And you can use any kind of cane, really. The thicker one didn't cut very good. This is a cane made out of remnants of plugs. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend it a little bit. Not with this one that had the now what happens is that this is actually the shell, the same as this is the shell for this. So I'm going to make a little bead. And teardrop it. Then place it on my cane. Cover it. And again, I'm gonna have some problems taking it out because I mean I won't have problems, but it's a little bit more work for me because there it wasn't as much work as I thought it would be. But before I do anything else, give me just a second. Let's prettify the base a little bit. Alrighty. Where's my paintbrush? I had the paintbrush here that disappeared. And there we go. So I'm going to use a dark Perlex. And you can use whatever you want. I have a soft spot for the minx because it's one of those chameleon colors. And make sure that you get it in the nooks and crannies. And you can use perfect perfect pearls or any even eyeshadow. Even if with eyeshadow you might have to varnish. And the next thing is to remove a little bit of the mica powder so that the green underneath shows up. And if you want to be really, you can even put 2 eyes there if you really want to. There we go. And then you can place there we go. That's pretty much it. Let me refocus. And you can use any cane remnants and stuff like that to make, and you know everybody loves little turtles, so you can make little turtles. And as I was saying, you can even, that's a Finnegan here, you can even give it 2 tiny eyes. Oops. I'm going to focus a little bit lower. And then on the back, after you bake it, you can glue a brooch pin. And there we go. Nitty bitty turtle. And she will have them, he's got a little mouth and everything, she will have them soon back on track. So they're adorable. Huh. So I didn't post yet a list of what you might want to do because I'm still not completely done with my craft room, and I have to get a series of clay conditioned and put in my cellophane bags to have it ready, not to have to go in the closet and back and in the closet and back. And not only that, but I want to do some Cernit stuff, and I need to get it prepared, some Cernit and some Pardo. But anyway, I still need to do the clearance because the stash. So we'll see how that goes, because there's still too much stuff around. It's horrible. and I still have to put backs to things. Like, remember when I was doing the experiments with the fire opal in resin and stuff, using Angelina film, or oops, of course I dropped it, and iridescent cellophane, all kinds of experiments and things. But like, I need to put backings, I need to put findings, I need to put all kinds of stuff. So these will be part of these stashes. So I will see you Saturday. Remember, Saturday is the first Saturday of June, so we will have the monthly chat. And let me check on something. Oh yeah, it is scheduled already for June 4th at 10:30 in the morning, and we'll go from there. And hopefully, as I said, if I manage to get this stash going on, it will be going on and probably last more than 1 hour. This is something I did with my sponsors. That's another fire opal in resin effect. If you can, it's very convoluted with the matrix thing on it. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you Saturday, and have a safe summer. Even if it's still May, June, it's not the summer solstice, but enjoy, because some of us will have nice weather. Good to be outside. Here we're gonna have rain again. Thank you so much. Don't forget to thumbs up, and don't forget to use my links when you're ordering stuff, because it doesn't add to your price, but it helps me to get supplies and do giveaways, and we all love giveaways. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. See you Saturday.